It's been a while. By a while, I mean 3 years. So, hi, how are you? I'm Susanna, aka Book Princess. It's been a while, but hello. Where have I been for 3 years? Well, quite a bit has happened. I moved again. I kind of stopped writing as much as I used to. I kind of lost that for a little bit. Life just got busy, things got in the way, and admittedly it just wasn't on the top of my priority list anymore. So I didn't do that for a very long time either. I did get back into reading slightly, but that as well was kind of intermittent here in between. I work full time now, which is another thing that makes it harder for writing to be involved. Yeah, so that's kind of where, you know, there isn't like a big massive reason why, but I'm back now. It is so weird to be like talking to a camera again, to like be sitting at my desk to film a YouTube video. Like, hello? How's technology? Hello? And I figured the best way to get back into filming, getting into this channel again, to really get into the swing of things again, is by doing an updated project list and kind of talking about all my different stories in detail and letting you know exactly what I'll be working on this channel now. I have a brand new author journal started literally today. It is falling apart, don't mind that. And I have taken the time to write about all these projects that I am going to be focusing on. Some are very well known to this channel, some I kind of started this channel working on and we're still here. Some are kind of things that I've picked up in the past year or so, very small, very slightly. Let's start off with the first one, the one that if anyone watched my channel would know the best, and that is my dystopian trilogy. This project is like the bane of my existence. I adore this project, but I've been working on this project since 2020. Even earlier, I've had this idea for this project. I vividly remember it being the whole lockdown situation going on, and I was working on this project. And now here we are, 6 years later, and all I have is 3 first drafts of the books. That is the first project that I'm working on. We're still going strong with it though, so that's a good sign. And I have written a little description in here to tell you about it. So, it is set in a near future American dystopian place where after a mysterious illness wiped out a lot of the population, a new faction of the government swoop in and create their solution. With that is their solution to now this dwindling population, and that is a series of tests to filter out the best of the country. These people are the ones they use to do all their work, all the stuff, you know, like they're like the top elites of the country, they're like the best, and the rest are just kind of swooped away. And this kind of happens when someone is 16 years old. When you turn 16, you get turned into these tests. It's an annual thing, and this is for like the good of the nation, or so they say. And our main character, Aveline, has just turned 16 a month ago. So she gets brought into these tests, and there, things kick up. She's pretty sure she's going to lose, so she doesn't really have much plans going forward, but along the way she meets some allies, and then they slowly start learning the truth about everything going on. They learn exactly how this faction got into power, they learn what happened, they learn everything, kind of all the little secrets that they're trying to hide, and they learn exactly why these tests are taking place. Slowly she realizes that she doesn't just have to lose, she doesn't just have to take it, and she will get her freedom at any cost. And that's kind of like the dystopian trilogy in a nutshell. Obviously there's a lot of things that happen in it. It's not just that, it's like so much, but this series is just constantly changing. I'm currently working on the first book, the second draft. It is going well. I'm about 40,000 words in. I think I'm 40,000 words in. The original first draft was 50,000 words, or like 53,000 words. So already I can tell this book is going to be bigger because there's actually more content in this book. There is more establishing of relationships, there is more world building, and there is more at stake. So that's more exciting. Another one I have, which is sort of one I've been talking about a little bit on this channel as well. I did make my own project video about this, so we're still doing it, still going strong. That is HFP, my historical fantasy project. Literally what HFP stands for. Very creative, I know. And it is set in Victorian London. The main character, Rosemary, is not a big fan of what society tells what women should be like. She very much defies all the expectations set on her because she just doesn't like the rules. So she just does whatever she likes, and she especially likes the nightlife of London. And one night she snuck out and she meets this mysterious cloaked man who knows a little bit too much about her. He kind of brings her into this new world of magic, mysteries, hunters, assassins, and it's like they need each other for two different reasons. They're both using each other and they both make it clear they're using each other. But along the way, certain things happen, certain bonds form, we meet some characters and we learn just why he's here. And Rosemary also wants to learn along the way who she is, because she's more than she thought she was, and her mother was hiding more than they let on. I'm only on the first draft, and I did try to attempt to write it once, but yeah, I just wasn't clicking with that, so we're trying it again, but hopefully this time it clicks. I'm so excited about this project. I've got so many ideas for book 2 and book 3 already, and I haven't even started writing the first book, so that's great. That's very exciting. Next is a project or a series that actually I haven't talked about, but it's been an idea that I've had kind of circulating for a very long time. It's been under many different names in my head, but officially it is known as Project C or the WLI series, but that's a bit of a mouthful though, so we will just call it Project C series. This is a series of interconnected romances, which, hold on a minute, pause. I used to think I would never write a romance, but as we grow, we learn new things about ourselves, and I learned actually I don't mind writing a romance. This series is set in high school, interconnected romances, all about first love, crushes, complicated scenarios, and humour. It deals with some heavy topics, but like it's not a dark or a sad book. The main boys are like the main boys in all the series are all in the same friendship group, which is how we kind of know them. I actually had the idea for book 2 for a very long time, and then I thought these two characters that are quite important in this book should get their own book, but their story would have to come before, so that it kind of makes sense. So then Project C, which is the original idea, became book 2 of a duology, and then I thought, oh, the best friend of the main girl in book 2 deserves her own story because she is obsessed with romance. So then book 3 came, and then I thought, oh, but this fourth guy who's in the friendship group, like he's the only one that doesn't get a book, and I feel like he's got so much more to tell because we don't really know much about him. Even like his friends don't know too much about him, so I think he deserves his own book. And now we got 4, but I'm very excited about it. I'm so excited about this idea. I'm kind of working on the first 2 books at the same time, since again I had the idea for the second book, but I realized another book should come before it, so they're kind of being worked on together. I haven't written it yet, but I'm in the outlining stages. I outlined the first 2, I outlined most of the third, or about half of the third, and the fourth is still in the brainstorming phase. The next project I'm going to talk about is NPS, and this is a story that is, or a series that is known on this channel as well. I worked on it for One Camp Nano. I wrote the first draft. It was a very small first draft. It was less than 50k, but essentially NPS is another fantasy series. It is set in this magical kingdom where everyone does magic. Now Ariella, our main character, our main girl, she is different than the rest. She is not like them, and this very much is a big thing for her. She just wants to be like everyone else. So her father uses his connections to get her into this prestigious academy that all of these people in this kingdom want to go to. Because of this, she actually uncovers this big secret of how this magic came to be, and spoiler alert, it is not the best origin story for these people. It is, you know, a lot happened to get them here. There, she kind of embarks on a journey of discovering the bitter truth behind the magic. The cost of it, along with who her secret pen pal is, because there is that whole element to it as well. Also trying to overcome the fact she's being framed for this big problem that is happening in this kingdom. So she's dealing with these rumors, she's dealing with the truth about everything, and she's trying to save her kingdom from disaster because someone is trying to take it down. It has a first draft of the first book. It needs a lot of meat to it. It needs a lot of establishing of characters. It's got 3 POVs. Ariella is one of them. I don't remember if I ever talked about this project. I feel like I have, because this has been an idea for a long time as well, and that is Project DD. I used to think it was a sci-fi project, but the more I've developed this idea, the more I realised it's more dystopian than sci-fi. Like, it's got sci-fi elements, sure, but it's more dystopian. This was originally a standalone, but it's now a duology because I realised I cannot tell this story in one book. So great, adding more onto that project list, keep them rolling. Project DD is basically about this world where people know how and when they're going to, they know how they're going to end, basically. Like, there's no suddenness anymore. People just get told, people get a timeline, and you know, all illnesses are cured, all diseases are cured. You just get told your time and date and how it's going to happen. Our main character, Isabelle, gets told she has 1 week left, and so she makes the most out of her week, only to learn that that is not true and something happened, and she is going to solve the story of exactly how they managed to do this, exactly what their plans are, and the truth behind their so-called cures. This one I'm very excited to work on as well. Like, I can see it in my head, but the way I see it in my head is not as a book but as a movie. Do I think this is going to become a movie? No, but I can see the scenes so clearly in my head. Like, I can envision an actress playing Isabelle, and I can envision all the allies she makes, the friendship groups that she gets into, the love interest that she has, because of course all my books need a little bit of touch of romance. Those are the 5 projects I'm working on. I do have many ideas though, and I do have some that I've kind of put more on the back burner, some that I kind of think about, I come back to every now and again, but they're just not actively being my projects at the minute because I have a lot. In total, actually, let me quickly count it up, because most of these, if not all, are series or multiple books. 16 books in total at the minute. I do like what I'm working on, but it's a lot. But anyway, I just wanted to catch everyone up on what I'll be working on this channel, what I'll be talking about on this channel, and yeah, it's so exciting to be back, to be talking about books, to be excited about books. I've got plenty of things to come, including, spoiler, a little writing retreat to get into that writing officially, which I'm super excited about. But yes, thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you're working on. It's been a hot minute, so let's catch each other up. But anyway, that is it for today. Thank you very much for watching again, and I'll see you in the next one.